Hey Waldwick, this is Mr. Rutz, and I'm going to show you how to make your puzzle pieces so they fit. Step 1, we can't trust that our edge is straight. So I have this square set up right on the side, and I'm going to use it like a ruler to measure 1 1/8 inch. This particular square has two sides. This is 1/16 of an inch, so if I count the gaps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, goes up to 16. Here, there's only 8 gaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the first thing I want to do is measure 1 full inch plus 1/8, or 2/16. 2/16 or 1/8. I'm going to put a dot. Now, if I'm making multiple, I can save myself time. What I'm going to do is leave a gap, because I got to cut out that gap, and I'm going to just use a 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch is super easy to find. So I made up what this gap is, and I just used a line that's easy for me. Now, from this point, I can see that my 1/2 inch mark is lined up with the end. This is going to be my second puzzle piece. This is my first. Now, from this point, I'm going to measure 1 full inch and 1/8. So I'm going to go, let's see. Oh, if I just add a full inch to this half, 7.5 plus 1 is 8, what? This is backwards. Okay, whatever. I'm going to move from this 1/2 inch to this 1/2 inch. That's 1 full inch plus another half, or another 1/8. And so now I've added 1/2 inch plus 1/2 inch plus 1/8 inch. That is 1 1/8 wide. And just to show you that mark, that's 1 full inch right there, and then another 1/8. Next step, I'm going to just give myself a gap, and I'm going to choose right at the 5, because it's easy for me to make my measurement. Now, I'm going to do my third and last piece. So I add 1 inch, so from 5 to 4 is 1 inch, and then 1 more 1/8. And I'm going to put my mark. At this point, you should have all 3 puzzle pieces measured out. I'm going to use my square to draw vertical lines. So I set up my square, and I just hit that line. Do the same for the others. I now have 3 vertical pieces for my puzzle. Now what I'm going to do is put the bottom line for the bottom of the notch. Here's a reference, as well as this. You'll see that the inside notches are actually the same height, so the bottoms line up and the tops line up. And that's why I'm going to use the same line on all 3. So, to make the bottom of these notches, I'm going to get my square on the bottom, and now from that bottom edge, I need to measure 1 3/8. So this time, our numbers match up. So I'm going to just measure 1, 1, so that's 1 full inch, 1, 2, 3/8. Put a dot. I'm going to put 1 more dot on a different puzzle piece in the same length. 1 full inch, 1, 2, 3/8. I now have 2 dots, which are going to be super handy. I'm going to use these 2 dots, and now without using, I don't have to use measurements here. And just to prove it, I'm going to get a piece of scrap wood that's straight, and I'm just going to draw a line across all 3 puzzle pieces that touches both dots. Now you can see how it lines up with that bottom of the puzzle piece. The next measurement is going to be 1 inch and 1/8. So now I get my square. And the same trick I'm going to do from here. I have to count. Oh, wait a minute. This isn't on a full inch. That's okay. I need 1 inch and 8/8. Well, 1 inch and 1/8. So if there's 8/8 in an inch, then I'm going to make it 9/8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9/8. I slide it over. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9/8. Now that I've got 2 dots, I get a straight edge and I connect these dots. We now have the top portion and bottom portion measured perfectly. Next step is we need to do the width of this material and this material. That's going to be 3/8. So I get my ruler, and I'm not putting it on the edge here. I'm going to slide it around to make my life easy. In fact, I'm going to flip it so we work with eighths again. Now, if I'm going to start from the right, I line it up, and I'm going to measure 3/8. So I take this line and I just count 1, 2, 3/8. If your lines are small like this, you need to count past the smallest one, because these are 16ths. And you can see, when you compare the two sides, this side has smaller gaps. They're 16ths. Okay, so now I need 3/8 from the left side. So from my 5, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do that for all 3 of them. So I'm going to go a little faster now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And my last one, I'm going to just count. See, it's lined up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And we should have the dots that we need to make our rectangles. At this point, take your square, put it on the bottom, and now you're going to just make the inside rectangles. At this point, it's looking very similar to what my piece should look like. Fits almost right over the gap. So what I need to do is figure out this notch on 2 of the pieces. This comes up 3/8, goes over 3/8, then goes up 3/8, over 3/8, up 3/8. So first thing I'm going to do is measure up 3/8. I get my ruler and I count 1, 2, 3/8. And I'm going to do 3 more because I'm crazy. 1, 2, 3. Now that I've done that, I can make my horizontal lines. And that matches my notch perfectly. Do the same here. Get your ruler. I'm going to do this one in 16ths so you can see how I do it. 1, oops, let me try again. Lined up. 1, 2, 3/8. See how I skipped one? And now I'll do this last one in 16ths to see if you can follow. Instead of 3/8, it's going to be 6/16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So even though I said 6/16, if I go over to the eighths and I line it up, it's still 1, 2, 3/8. Lines go horizontal. And now you have all the pieces you need to cut out. I'm going to shade the spaces that are going to be cut out now. Now that I've shaded in the spaces, you should see how it exactly matches the real puzzle. A little lower, a little lower. Okay, perfect. If you cut this out exactly the way you drew it, not this line, we'll use that to help us draw, not this line, just the shaded areas. If you cut this out exactly, you will have a perfect puzzle that's nice and tight. Good luck!